In Missouri, a battle to make it more difficult to change the state's constitution continues. Right now, if voters collect enough signatures, they can get the question on the statewide ballot. If more than 50% approve the measure, it passes, and then the state constitution is changed. That is how the state legalized recreational marijuana in 2022 by a 53 to 47% vote. But now, two state lawmakers running for Secretary of State want to change how a petition works. Representative Adam Schwadron wants citizens to use petitions not to change the Constitution, but to instead change a statute. Meanwhile, Senator Denny Hoskins wants to raise the threshold for a measure getting passed. Opponents of these changes say they provide an excuse to remove power from citizens.
Politicians are kept under control of the voters by the citizen initiative process. It's the way the people can speak, and they can put their will into law.
Opponents say raising the requirement for passage to a 60-40 split automatically gives an advantage to the no side on any question. In Illinois, state